In the interest of better health, Uncle Toby's, Australian-made, Australian-owned, and the new Uncle Toby's Energy Plus white bread, made from 15 carbohydrate-rich grains.
Our long, hot summer is headed for a wet and windy finale here at Portsea Beach in Victoria. There's a lot at stake today, and there's no greater challenge than this great southern swell. Hello, I'm Matthew White. Welcome to Network 10's coverage. It should be a great afternoon of surfing action, starting, of course, with the Meadow Ironwomen series, and in 1 hour's time, the final round of the Uncle Toby Super Series, where the title will be decided between Nathan Meyer or Guy Andrews. That's coming up. Of course, in the women's series, Carla Gilbert has already wrapped up the title, and Grant Kenny, today's race, the final round, it's a race for second place, but it's also a race against these elements.
Absolutely. As you say, Carla Gilbert has already won the race. A lot of interest, though, with Kim Tunnell, Linda Halfwig and Simone Cotter. There's a lot at stake there for them. Portsea is at its classic best in terms of surf today. The back break is getting pretty big. It's 2 metres plus on the sets, but I think that the shore break, which is very consistent and very demanding for the girls, is what's going to give them a lot of trouble.
Yes, as I mentioned, Carla Gilbert wrapping up the series last race at Wanda. She said at the start of the year that it'd be hard to be as dominant. This is her on your screen. Well, she proved herself wrong in the best possible way, because she's won 3 races already this season. She had a pretty good battle with Kim Tunnell in the fight for second place, and once again, Carla is the queen of the Meadow Ironwomen series. Back-to-back titles. That's how she's done it so far with 98 points. But Grant, that's the big decider, second and third, and also Simone Cotter in with 87 points there.
That's right, and they're very close at the top of the field, a lot at stake. Peter Starr there in 7th at 80 points, and Reen Corbett back in 8th position, 71 points. So it's still pretty tight at the top end of the field.
And as it says on your screen, this is after round 5, the adjusted series points. They drop their worst result for the season as we go down to 21st with Charlene Sirac with 32 points, the West Australian, all the way down to Lisa Lower, who of course hasn't had a great year. She's only competed in the 1 race. As I mentioned, the battle today, the real battle is between 2nd and 3rd position, and the fight is between Kim Tunnell, the New Zealander, and the youngster Linda Halfwig. We caught up with them to talk tactics.
The battle for second will play on my mind. You know, obviously Carla's won the series, and it's between me and Linda for second, so yeah, it will a little bit.
No, the battle for second won't be on my mind. I'm concentrating on this race at Portsea. Portsea's a kind of beach which you have to be concentrating on the beach and not the competitors, so I'll be going out there and doing my best.
Well, no, I just want to go out there and have my own race, and with the surf at Portsea it's going to be quite big, so I think I'm just going to have to worry about myself.
Carla's a great competitor and she's done well in all the races, and I'm happy with how I've done this year.
Yes, Linda Halfwig and Kim Tunnell, and quite obviously there, the sun was shining when we spoke to them yesterday. It's a different story here today at Portsea Beach, and that's what you'll get to learn as our coverage goes on. This beach changes by the minute, but we are guaranteed some great action today. A 30-minute race for the women. This is our course map, and Grant Kenny, it's a long, hard slog in these conditions.
Yeah, 600-metre run to get them started, and Portsea Beach is on a bit of an angle, so it's not an easy place to run. Followed then by an 800-metre swim. And as I said earlier, through that shore break, that'll make it tough going for them. After that, back onto the beach for another 400-metre run. They'll be back into the water after that for the board leg through the M-shaped course, which will take them through the surf twice, out and back. And finishing off then with a 400-metre run.
Yes, that's how they'll finish this year in the Meadow Ironwomen series. As I mentioned, this is one hell of a tricky beach, and the conditions are changing all the time. The rain's held off some stages, but the surf is always dangerous. Let's get down to Tim Bailey on the beach, who's in for a pretty tough day, Tim.
Good on you, Matty. Yeah, the power of Portsea awaits us, folks. And not only that, there's some pretty ugly clouds behind us. The weather sneaking up on us from the south. Now, it's going to be very grey. Showers will come and go throughout the day. What is Mother Nature dishing up in the ocean? Well, I can tell you there's a rising 2 to 3 metre swell. It is one of the most powerful shore breaks in Australia, and that will play a part in today's racing. Temperature Temperature-wise, they say the water's 18 degrees. Unless you talk to a Queenslander, they'll tell you it's more like 10. They will feel the cold today. 19 degrees is the top air temperature we can do, and the wind out of the south at around 20+ knots. That's the weather report. It's not a real good one. We'll get a wet tail before the end of the day, but the action will be as hot as ever. Back to you guys.
Good on you, Tim. Thank you. Tim Bailey down on the beach for the final round of the Meadow Ironwomen Series. The race start is just around the corner. I hope you can stay with us because it's coming up right after this break.
India, a place of raw beauty.
It said there's a baby born here every second.
And where the much revered Asian elephants
She's gorgeous.
is losing its habitat and respect.
So what you're getting now is a conflict between humans and elephants.
Presented by Goldie Hawn.
Ivory traders get caught all the time.
A premiere special.
Push your tail.
Beach in Victoria, we are almost ready for a race start in the Meadow Ironwomen Series. And take a look at that. It's not a pretty welcome sight for these competitors. As you can see, the raindrops falling there on our lenses. All the girls are rugged up, as you'd expect. Just now trying to keep themselves warm for this first run. There's 600 metres worth of running to get underway. And Grant, this is really important. It's probably one of the most important parts of the race before the actual start, because they've got to make sure that they're still warm when they get going.
Yeah, that's right. But in the water after this run, 600 metres of run, and they're off now. And let's have a look at the pace. For my money, there'd be a bit of shuffling and pushing to get going and get well established, because the next thing that's going to happen is they're going to be, oh, one of the competitors just ran into that sign. That's a bad start. 800-metre swim after this. You need to be well established. You don't want to be worn out, but you've got to get the body temperature up a bit. When they hit the water, as Tim Bailey said earlier, 18, 19 degrees, it really is quite chilly. It's going to be a big shock to the system.
And I tell you what, I don't think that they'd mind this run. First of all, they'd probably like to stay on the sand as long as they could all day, because what awaits them out there in the surf here at Portsea Beach isn't pretty. By the time they get out there, they are going to get absolutely smashed. We'll have some spectacular action, there's no doubt about that. But right now, leading them out, that's Kylie Ryan on the right-hand side of your screen. And as you'd expect, Kim Tunnell with the number 13, the black cap, and the silver fern of New Zealand. But look who's slotting in right behind them. The number 1, Carla Gilbert, as we mentioned at the top of the show. She already has this championship series wrapped up. At the end of the day, after all this grueling pain, the good thing for Carla is that she knows no matter what happens, she'll be standing on the dais collecting a trophy for this year.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a great season for her. She really has done well, and although it's not necessary for her to win here to take out the series, she's still up there. It's that competitive instinct comes out in her, and she just likes to have a good result every time she races. And you'll notice the girls, while they're running along here, they're actually running in the tracks from our little four-wheel drive vehicle there. You see them, that's compresses the sand, makes it a lot easier to run. And this 600 metres, they're now settling in. They've been out racing hard, and it's just a matter of settling down now. So Kim Tunnell and Kylie Ryan leading the left and right tracks, if you like. Behind them, Linda Halfwig, and interestingly too, Carla Gilbert, of course, but Linda Halfwig is just behind there, still well and truly in touch. So she just needs at this stage, in terms of her overall performance and how she'll finish up against Kim Tunnell, she really does need to stay in touch in this opening run, because Kim is so strong on the sand, although so far she seems pretty content just to stride along there next to Kylie and Carla.
Yeah, I don't see them looking out to sea too much either. They've got their eyes firmly placed down where they're running in those compressed tyre tracks. Let's take a look at the prize money now for round 6 of the Ironwomen Series. $7,000 is a hard way to earn your cash today. That'll go to the winner of this race today. $5,000 for second, $3,600 for third, and so on down to fifth. And $1,500 for 10th position, and the money just keeps on going. There's been quite a lot of money up for grabs throughout the year, and I mentioned to you that Carla Gilbert has already wrapped up this title. Not only does she get the trophy, she'll get the keys to a brand new Holden Frontiera as well for winning. That's part of the bonus pool, and that's a pretty terrific prize as well. It maintains the same at the moment. Kim Tunnell, Kylie Ryan, Carla Gilbert there, and Linda Halfwig in the top 3 as they head back up towards the beach now. Tim Bailey's down there on the sand. We'll see if we can check in with Tim, because, Tim, at the moment they're heading straight into the wind. They've got the benefit of running back down with the wind, but right at the moment it's hitting them right in the face.
Yeah, they're right into the teeth of it. What's more, the sand down here at Portsea is like running through thick porridge, so it's not easy. Although, as Grant said, they're on the tyre tracks of the four-wheel drive, so they're going okay. Kylie Ryan and Kim Tunnell just go past me. Carla Gilbert on their tail. Tell you what, though, the wind blowing at about 15 knots straight down the beach into them. The rain is falling in drops the size of golf balls. Welcome to tropical Victoria.
Yeah, it's only going to get better too. The good thing is, you might see there, the rain just falling down as well. The good thing is that this beach here at Portsea, well, it's one of the most famous beaches in the country, and we've talked about this on the way here, Grant, how you loved as a competitor coming down here, because you're always guaranteed a good swell. You're always guaranteed something different here.
Yeah, even when the surf's small here, it's quite tricky, and once the girls get in the water, we'll see that there's two real significant areas that you've got to negotiate. The first of them is the shore break here, and it really is a solid shore break. There's a lot of power behind the waves here as the girls head around the Holden 4x4 turn to make the run now downwind this time, so that'll ease a little pressure off them, and it'll help them warm up a little too, because running with the wind now, they don't have that chill factor. But the surf here, the shore break, is really hard. It's not going to be as bad for them during the swim, but when they get on the board later in the race, you'll see that they'll really have their work cut out for them. And because this beach is so exposed to our southern oceans and really picks up a lot of swell from the roaring 40s that come right across the Great Australian Bight, there's a lot of power in the surf, and the east coast swells are not as solid and powerful as you get down here on the southern shores. So you combine that with the cold water and you've got really tough conditions.
Carla Gilbert's made a move now. That's Carla Gilbert, #1 on the left-hand side of Kim Tunnell as we look at it. But look who's slotting in there behind. That's Kirsty Holmes, and many predictions for Kirsty Holmes here, because she loves a bit of a swell. She loves a challenge, and she's now up into the top 4. Let's see now how they negotiate this shore break. They're heading into the water. It's chilly stuff, and it's difficult.
Yeah, there's not a lot of problems they can encounter here. I'd say what they really need to do is in the early part of the swim, whilst they get across this shallow bit of water here, is spend a fair bit of time on the bottom as they go under the waves. The water down deep will be running out a little bit, so they'll try and take advantage of the rip. And once they get off this initial bit of shallow water, you see some of the competitors diving quite deep there. I think that was Kirsty Holmes. Yes, it was. And look at the difference. Now, there's a classic example. On the bottom, the water's going the other way. Kirsty Holmes had a huge smile on her face when she came down here and saw the size of the surf. And really, she's positioned herself well. She hung back in the run. She's not a very strong runner. I'd say the fact that it's been raining and the sand's a little bit harder has worked to her advantage, because it does make it a little bit easier, and it really reduces the advantage of a good runner. But you see, she is still consistently diving deep. Of course, remember, that's pretty hard to do. You're pretty tired already from a 600-metre run. They've already been swimming for a minute or so and only gone about 50 metres. So you've got to take a big breath all the time to get down. Really great skills from Kirsty Holmes. She won an Australian Championship at Kurrawa a couple of years ago in big conditions. She loves to surf. She trains a lot in it, and it's starting to show.
It's almost, you know, like the Michael Klim factor as he comes out through the butterfly. The way he keeps underneath, and as you say, in this type of conditions, there's no use being on top of the water, because you're just going to get bashed around. You may as well get down low as hard as you can and as fast as you can. And that was amazing to see Kirsty just pop up almost a metre in front of Kylie Ryan, who was doing it okay out there.
Yeah, well,
and that was the difference.
Exactly. Well, in fact, she'd gone in probably a metre or so behind her. So she really, you know, in the space of 5 or so seconds, she picked up 2 metres, and she did it without any exertion. You just drop down on the bottom and you can just feel yourself getting sucked along, and you'll see it particularly later on with the men's. But, you know, there really is an advantage down there, and that's really shown up well. So Kirsty Holmes leaves them out now and is doing a fantastic job. She's about 100 metres offshore. We're in a sort of green water area. The water's fairly deep there. Soon they will approach the bank out the back, and we'll see a bit more white water start to come over. Now they're in water that's probably closer to 10 or 15 feet deep. In close there, it was probably only 5 or 6 feet. So a slightly different technique out the back, but still got to get down below that white water.
Don't forget, later this afternoon, we've got the Uncle Toby's Super Series coming up on Network 10, following this race, of course. And as we mentioned at the start of this show, that's a race in 2 between Guy Andrews and Nathan Meyer. But I just can't wait once again as we look at the actions of these girls swimming to see Kai Hurst, such a fabulous swimmer. He's had 3 weeks since he won a silver medal at the World Championships in Perth in the 5 kilometre open swim. He could not wait to get back on this series. I had a chat to him, and he's just one of the stars coming up this afternoon in the Uncle Toby's Super Series. But out in front now in the Meadow Ironwomen Series, it's the overall champion for this year and for last season, for that fact. Carla Gilbert has got herself about a 15-metre break on the rest of the competitors. She's got a head up. She knows that she's heading back into another wave zone on this bank further out the back. So now she's trying to negotiate a line, trying to get her angles right.
Yeah, she's just going to pop the head up every now and then, try and get a line to the can. What she's looking for is a turning point. See the white water on the bottom half of the screen? That's pretty much the end of the danger area for them in this swim. So I think from where Carla is now, with what I can see out the back, it'll pretty much be flat swimming for her. She'll just pick her head up. Usually the best time to do that, of course, is as you feel yourself going over as well. You'll notice she'll pop her head up, have a little look out to sea, make sure she's still on line, then put the head down, because you do actually swim a lot faster with the head down.
Look at the raindrops just bashing down there. It's almost like she's heading out into the unknown. From where we sit up on the beach, you can barely see these competitors. Just lucky we've got this fabulous camera up in our chopper. It's managed to get us some nice, clear pictures of our competitors. And there's a pretty good guarantee that we'll get some good action on the way back in as they hit the wave zone, because this is Portsea Beach. This is the final round of the Meadow Ironwomen Series. Hope you can stick around. We'll have more after this break.
Gold. 3 in a row. It's a big ask.
Welcome back to Portsea Beach in Victoria. It's a grey old day here, but we're not here for the sunshine. We're here for the swell, and we'll get it on the way back in as we're about halfway through this 800-metre swim leg. The girls are out in the water. There's quite an amount of movement in that water, and we've got Guy Leach out there. Leachy, we've just been noticing how much drift there is, just pushing your ski along without much effort at all.
Yeah, there certainly is. The wind's actually...
Well, we seem to have lost Leachy at the moment. He doesn't seem to be out there. Leachy, have you got us out there?
Got you loud and clear, mate. Can you hear me? No. Yeah, well, Carla Gill, she's doing a great job. There is a bit of drift out here, actually. The wind dropped off with the rain coming through, but and it's still sprinkling out here. Just as we speak, though, Kim Tunnell's come through the field. Stacey Barley's up there as well, and Linda Halfwig's looking quite good as well. But Carla Gilbert's doing a great job, and she's looking the money at the moment.
Leachy, the wind, as you said, has dropped off. It seems to be coming and going in squalls around here at the moment with the rain showers. But there is a fair amount of sweep, it appears, in the water. It just doesn't look from here as though it's still. It looks like the whole body of water's moving.
It's weird, isn't it? Usually the drift goes on the shore with the rip going out to sea, and it sort of levels out as you get out the back. But today it seems like with the wind coming across the beach on an angle, there is a drift going down the beach, and you would think it wouldn't be as strong as what it is, because the wind isn't that strong at the moment. But I think as you'll see during the day goes on, though, the wind will get stronger, and you'll find the drift will be even stronger than what it is right now.
Yeah, the other thing I'm just noticing, Leachy, is that with the big swell, as you know, it tends to generate quite big rips, and on the right-hand side of the screen we can see what looks like the remnants of a rip going out. From where you're sitting, does it look as though the girls are being led by Carla straight back into that rip, or do you think they're taking a fairly good line back to shore?
I think that on a day like this, the rips do move around. I think it's quite hard for the girls. They would have positioned themselves somewhere on the beach as they came in to try to get some sort of idea where they should swim, not to swim into a rip. But as I paddled out on the ski, the water was moving out quite heavily, and it had changed from 5 minutes earlier, though. The rip had moved up the beach a little bit. So it's just one of those beaches where you really, I mean, the rain's coming down really heavily again as I speak right now, but the rips do move around a fair bit here.
There he is, Guy Leach, on our Uncle Toby's Energy Plus ski cam, and we thank you, Leachy. He's going to need all the energy to get through a day like this. 16 minutes and 10 seconds gone on the Meadow race clock, and they're getting back into the wave zone now. We should see Carla Gilbert and co pick up a wave any time shortly, and it'll be a big relief to get back in because these waves will certainly take them a long way. It gives you a terrific angle there of just what they're trying to work on. The face of the wave coming across at a pretty steep angle, so by the time that Carla negotiates her way through into this wave zone, she should be able to, if she can get hold of a nice clean wave, get a pretty good ride all the way back in.
Yeah, one thing she's going to have to watch out for, Matt, too, is that the way she's swimming now, there's a swell out the back. If this is going to be shallow enough for her to
Some
pick
of the girls should get this on the left-hand side of your screen. Well, it's broken right in the middle. Oh, huge wave, and one of the competitors has managed to pull it down, bumps over the top. She's still going. Fantastic work. Oh, that could have been disaster because it broke right on top of her, and that was the crest of the wave that competitor got. It could well be Kirsty Holmes who's picked that up. Now another one forms behind her as well.
That was, I think, Kirsty Holmes. It was a yellow cap.
Yep, Kirsty has to duck dive underneath this one. She'll just let it go, wash over the top of her. There's too much white water on that to take her across. So what a fantastic wave, and that's the type of stuff you'll be seeing all day as this Ironman and Ironwomen races continue. Now, Kirsty picks up another broken wave, and she's off again.
Yes, and there's a couple of competitors on that wave. I think it's Kirsty Holmes on the left-hand side. It's a blue cap, I think that might be. Yes, it's Carla Gilbert that's dropped off it. Kirsty Holmes has held the wave. She kept her head down for that little bit longer. Look at her pushing hard. She's kicking with her feet, taking that stroke with the left arm, right arm, and getting a breath underneath. That's fantastic surfing. It really does show through in these sort of conditions, and it shows you what sort of an advantage it can give. Kirsty Holmes, halfway through this race she's done a 600-metre run and an 800-metre swim. She's back onto the beach now and will start this 400-metre run. And I tell you what, it was a great wave she took out the back. Very, very hard to hold something like that.
Won't she enjoy that breather? We talked about how she likes the big surf. She loves a big swell, and she had a smile on her face as soon as she arrived here at Portsea Beach. And now Carla Gilbert is up and running as well. So the chase is on now for Kirsty Holmes, who leads this pack. In the Meadow Ironwomen series, they hit the beach. There's another 400 metres worth of running on the sand to get through. These girls on your screen caught in a bit of dead water. And there is Simone Cotter. She went into the water in 12th position. Look who's behind her, Stacey Gartrell, who went into the water 11th position. So they're popped up in about 3rd, 4th and 5th.
Linda Halfwig.
4th is Linda Halfwig, of course, hitting along the beach now. So a pretty even field spread out over about a couple of 100 metres. But out in front, Kirsty Holmes will remember that wave, that she took the gamble and it paid off. She got pretty well worked too, because I saw her at one stage hit the deck. She had to bounce back out in front of the white water and then hold on for dear life as she went down. The best thing was that she got that next broken wave and held onto it as hard as she could, and it paid dividends at the end. The difference is now that she's out in front of Carla Gilbert as the girls hit the sand now. We are on the 30-minute continuous race here at Portsea Beach. It's the final round of the Meadow Ironwomen series. Big swell. Stick around. There's more after this. Series on Network 10 right across the country as we take a look at Kirsty Holmes now heading back out into the deep blue sea here at Portsea, and she's got herself a pretty good break on Carla Gilbert. That's how it stood after the swim. 17.4 seconds over the defending Super Series champion. Simone Cotter moved up into 3rd position. Linda Halfwig in 4th. Stacey Gartrell, a brilliant swim. She's only 40-odd seconds behind the leader at the moment.
Yes, and Kirsty, you'll have to watch yourself here. She's in this area now where the waves are just sucking into the shore break. You can see her getting hit hard. She's got a lot of work to do to clear this. Carla Gilbert has come right up almost alongside of her. You can't quite see her on the shot, but she's almost caught up again. Now Kirsty's got a bit of a break. If she works hard here, she'll get herself into some deep water, and this could establish a big break for her, because that shore break can hold the girls up for 2 or 3 minutes, and I would say that we will see that happen to some of the competitors. So Kirsty Holmes has now cleared that crucial shore break and has opened up what I'd say is about a 40-metre lead over Carla Gilbert. So she looks out ahead now, and there's not a great deal out the back. So she looks ahead, she'll see that, pops over this little wave.
That's Kirsty Holmes, 23-year-old from Alexandra Headland. She finished 8th place in the series last year, 11th before that, and 17th. She loves the board, she loves the enduro, but the biggest fact is, as we've already mentioned, she loves the big waves and loves a bit of a swell. And like most of these girls in this series, just loves to get out there and race. The interesting thing, the way that she's negotiated those breaks there and got herself a nice handy lead, is that her and Carla Gilbert have established a bigger lead now on the rest of the field, and that's them, led by, looks like Linda Halfwig towards the left-hand side of your screen. And Grant, you, I and Tim Bailey, as one of these waves is going to break, well, Carla just got over it, and so too did Kirsty. We watched a couple of the competitors just before the race, so as we were standing here just having a look at them have a bit of a warm-up, and one of the competitors was absolutely stuck in dead water, getting smashed trying to get out. Took her a couple of minutes to go basically nowhere, and that's the difficulty on these girls will face. Almost like that. For a while there, Carla Gilbert was just paddling, you know, at a standstill pace. Now she's just got smashed and pushed back. She's just lost herself 5 or 10 metres.
Yeah, well, she had to roll under that one. It's just the thing is here, the short break in particular is relentless. It just comes wave after wave after wave. They're not very far apart, so it doesn't give you a chance to accelerate your board in between. And you really need to get some pace up if you're going to hit them hard and go anywhere. Or if it's dumping on you like that one, you need to roll over, grab onto the straps. You see the 2 black straps on the front of the board. Competitors will dive up, they'll grab their hands on that, roll the board upside down, and that lets the wave wash over the top of them. But these little waves in the shore break, they don't look that big. They're only like a metre or less, but there's so much power, it just pushes you back, pushes you back, pushes you back, and it's relentless, and you really, it plays on you psychologically. You're already tired from the race, and you just think, I'm not going anywhere. And people from behind who are running are all just catching up, and you can have the whole field literally catch up to you while you're sitting in there. But out the back, I'll tell you what, Kirsty Holmes has made the break. Carla Gilbert got tied up in that outside break.
And there's Linda Halfwig.
Linda Halfwig in 3rd place. So she has got through quite cleanly. I'd say she's just beyond the back break now. And that'll mean it's open water for her, and she's got a lot of hard work to do now to close up that gap. But I'll try and pick up out the window as we watch Linda Halfwig paddling where Kim Tunnell is, because there's a fair bit of interest in that.
Currently 3rd position, Linda. She had her 17th birthday just a week or so ago. She got her driver's license the very next day, so she's certainly coming of age, Linda Halfwig. The funny thing is that she's just about already come of age as an Ironwoman competitor. She's won 2 races in this series over the last 2 years. There's our leader at the moment, though. Kirsty Holmes is showing some pretty good form. She'd be heading out now towards the cans, so we might get a comment from Guy Leach as to the swell and also as to the form of these competitors. Leachy, that's you alongside Kirsty Holmes. She's looking pretty good.
She certainly is. She's got a big gap on Carla Gilbert. I'm sitting out here trying to see what other girls are coming out, because it's a big gap. And Carla Gilbert's back in 2nd. Looking back to 3rd place, Linda Halfwig, she's miles behind. And then I can barely see another girl. I think Kim Tunnell's in 4th with 2 other girls. So it's really a race of 2 from what it looks like.
Well, as you mentioned, the race in 2. The race at this stage is for 2nd place overall. In the white board with the black cap is Kim Tunnell from the Manly Club. That's who she races for. She is a New Zealander, of course. And as we mentioned, there's a whole heap of scenarios, Grant, that I might as well take you through now as far as going for 2nd place goes. We said at the top of the show, it's pretty much a fight between Linda Halfwig and Kim Tunnell. Now, for Linda to win, she's got to beat Kim by 6 places. This is win 2nd place overall I'm talking about. In this race, she has to finish 6 places ahead of that girl on your screen there, Kim Tunnell. To claim 2nd herself, Kim needs to finish in the top 14, and Simone Cotter is also in the equation. She needs to beat Linda by 3 places, Kim by 8. Hell of a lot of mathematics to work out. I don't think they'd be thinking about it because they can't carry calculators while they do that thing. The good thing is that we can add it up for you at home, and we'll tell you as they come across the line in this race here at Portsea Beach. This is Kirsty Holmes. This is where it gets mightily interesting as she comes back into the wave zone, and we should see her collect a few good runs.
Absolutely. Remember, this is an M-shaped course, so competitors they've gone out now, they're coming back in. They will then have to go out and in again on the board. So they got 2 times to negotiate the break going out, and of course 2 opportunities to pick up a wave coming home. Kirsty Holmes, though, she's in that no man's land there. I tell you what, if a big set came now, she'd be in all sorts of trouble, because she really is inside the far break line, but there is no swell. So if it did come through and pick up, it'd be pretty much breaking behind her, and it'd be a great opportunity for Carla Gilbert to capitalise on that.
Here we go. Kirsty Holmes working hard now. She won't get over the top of that one.
Well, this is what's going to be really important, is for her to push hard to try and pick up some of these tiny little waves. It's very, very frustrating as a competitor to spend all that time battling the surf to get out, turn around, and as we say, the competitors hate having to paddle all the way home when you've done all of that work. It's a bit like climbing to the top of the mountain and not being able to ski down, I guess. And so she's going to work hard, because out the back you can see now on the centre of your screen, the white ball, somebody's just
smashed.
come off. Oh,
just couldn't control it on their way, and they've managed to hold on. Well, that's Kim Tunnell. No, in fact, it's Carla Gilbert. She's managed to hold on the white board, and she got absolutely worked as she came down into the white water. Looked as though she did almost a bit of a barrel roll. Now she's going to have to get right back. This will suck up behind her and spit her out. And before you know it, Carla Gilbert will be pulling up alongside Kirsty Holmes any tick of the clock. She'll be coming right beside. There you go. Look at that. Poor old Kirsty Holmes says, I've done all the work. And now we're both hitting the sand together. We're just halfway through the board leg. They've got to get in and get back out again. And out the back, the waves are breaking. All the other girls are moving down. Here's another competitor, Linda Hartwig. Negotiated a wave also. She's got a little run as this sucks up again and brings it back into the wave zone, into the beach. Tiny little shore break. Here comes some other competitors. This is where all the action is, out the back, because the waves are forming.
Now that wave's
to the
doubled
top
up.
left of your screen. A competitor on the blue board has got a wonderful run coming through. And that's Reen Corbett.
Well, this is going to be a difficult takeoff. Watch this. Kim Tunnell have to be careful here. I don't think I'll be trying to catch it on my knees. Oh, she gets down and holds it steady. That was a fairly tricky position. Now, watch this. The waves are doubling up. They're going to get back on the knees and push hard. Reen Corbett's already missed the wave. Now Kim Tunnell's missed it. That's opened up a handy little gap between the first three competitors and this second three now. Remember the interest between Kim Tunnell and Linda Hartwig. They don't want to get in more than 6 positions apart. So a lot of work ahead for Kim Tunnell. And this is this little shore break I've been talking about. You see the girls going out the other way. They're just getting hit. On the top of the screen there, I think that was Carla Gilbert getting hit and falling off there. So a lot of hard work.
Hope you can stay with us for the Meadow Lee Ironwomen series. The surf is pounding at Portsea. Stick around. There's plenty of action still to come. Welcome back as Kirsty Holmes is about to take off on a terrific wave here at Portsea. You've joined us at the right time in the Meadow Lee Ironwomen series. She's just fallen off the back. That's heartbreaking.
Well, right in front of her is a big rock platform. She's going to have to come back towards the camera angle there. She's seen it now and coming across. There's a massive rock shelf there. You see the rubber duck behind with the next wave. Luckily, there's no competitors on that. But just off the right of screen, you can just see the water boiling around the rocks there now. Oh, she's in all sorts of trouble if she goes that way.
She's heading straight towards it. This could be very dangerous.
No.
Because Kirsty Holmes, if she gets collected by this wave, that's trouble. Oh, this is terrible. Absolutely terrible. We've got to see where Kirsty Holmes has gone. Her board has gone right across the top of that rock shelf. That is quite amazing. Hopefully she's all right. Yes, she is. Thankfully. I don't know how she did that, Grant, because she must have missed the rocks by millimetres.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I think what happened was, oh, what a great body wave. Look, she's... Oh, no, look at the rocks.
There's big trouble there. Oh, that's terrible stuff. This is really dangerous stuff from a competitor here, Kirsty Holmes.
I tell you what, it hasn't phased her, though. Look at that.
Somehow she's managed to negotiate this big rock shelf here. It is one of the most dangerous things at Portsea Beach.
She's come up next to her board. This is fantastic.
Quite remarkable. She's a magician.
Oh, she's not happy. I think she's hit those rocks pretty hard. Now she's just got to get herself back to the beach, and she can hopefully retain some lead, because I tell you what, she really had put herself in a tremendous position.
Carla Gilbert's got a wave, and so too has Linda Hartwig. Linda Hartwig holds on and says, I'm not going anywhere near those rocks. So there's 3 on that wave as well. That's Linda Hartwig and Carla Gilbert to the right of your screen. Look at the power generated by that wave. They're looking across to see who's over there. Carla's trying to find out who it is. It's Simone Cotter. Probably Simone Cotter, who's just having a little bit of a kick of the legs at the back. Has a breather. Now Linda gets up. They have a run to the finish. Wow, what an end to that board leg as Kirsty Holmes just somehow negotiated quite a dangerous rock shelf, and somehow we hope she's all right. We think she's okay. That competitor, by the way, is Brooke Cassell. That's who it was coming over. That gives you some idea of the rock shelf that you just saw at the top left-hand side of your screen. And Reen Corbett in the blue board, the green cap comes in as well. So Linda Hartwig is coming up in what looks like around second or third position. But Kirsty Holmes is heading up now in the run leg. Kirsty Holmes is coming across for the run leg, and Kirsty Holmes, as this action happens, Kirsty Holmes has won. No, she's gone completely through. Well, she should do another lap. There's the confusion right there, and she's angry with the race organisers because
somebody threw the finish tape up.
Yeah, somebody threw the tape up. Tim Bailey's down there. Tim, terrible confusion down at the finish line as we take a look at the other competitors come through. That's got to hurt Kirsty Holmes because she had to stop for about 5 or so seconds.
That's exactly right. Kirsty Holmes came through. They tried to put the banner up. She didn't know whether it was the end. I don't think anyone down here did. We're not too sure how if that was the finish or not. A lot of confusion down here underneath the finishing arch. Kirsty Holmes very angry, and rightly so.
Yeah, quite amazing. As I was looking out the window, that's why I was about to call it that she won it, as we see Linda Halfweg go around the Holden 4x4 run turn. And Linda Halfweg's taken over Kirsty Holmes.
Yeah, she's
well, that's
just run
tragic
straight
because
past her, yeah.
Kirsty Holmes really, she was out in front. Somehow she managed to negotiate that rock shelf and overcome all those problems. Then she got across the line, and I just happened to have my eye on it to see one of the organisers throw up the tape. That's why she thought she'd won.
Yeah, and she's actually got a 400-metre run. I hope she gets herself composed because not far behind is both Carla Gilbert and Brooke Cassell really running her down at this time. Kirsty is just so confused about that whole thing right now. Linda Halfweg flew past her like she was standing still. I think she's now got her composure back again. She's got about 250 metres to run to the finish line, with Carla Gilbert only about 20 metres behind. So Linda Halfweg leads the race now.
But really, the story of the day has to be Kirsty Holmes. We don't know if she had any injuries after that terrible mishap on top of the rocks. This is it too. Grant Kenny called it that she was in a lot of trouble. Here she tried to hold onto a board, then realised that was too late. Look at that board just get smashed. That is going directly across a rock shelf that's about 10 by 10 metres.
And those rocks are coming out of the water by as much as a metre as the surges come. She's almost, see, look at the rocks, she's right there. What happened was she saw what had happened, she looked behind her, the wave was coming, and she didn't get her board all the way around, so she was caught sideways. It just literally ripped the board out of her hands. And now, this is where it gets really scary, because she looks up.
To her credit, she kept going, so you've got to credit her for that. But watch this. There's a rock right underneath her as she goes like that.
Straight over the rocks. That was just unbelievable. She is so lucky that, that she kept her composure, kept herself in a nice, prone position that allowed her to just sort of skate across the top of those rocks. I tell you what, it was great surfing from her. The one thing I must say, though, is I really think she should have paid a little more attention before she went out there and known that shelf was there in the first place. If she'd have continued to the right, as she sort of started to do, she would have actually got clear of the rocks and surfed all the way to the beach.
Well, for now, Linda Halfweg has this race wrapped up, this final race. This should be the finish line. I don't think there's any question about it this time. I'd say, though, there's going to be a bit of drama at the end, so we'll let you know how far Kirsty Holmes wants to take this. But as I said last time, it won't be the last time that you see Linda Halfweg cross the line. So Linda Halfweg comes across with a smile on the face. She takes the final round of the Meadow Ironwomen series. Carla Gilbert gets up into second, and Kirsty Holmes has somehow managed to survive. She falls on the ground, stumbles down. She'd be near collapsing after that effort. Look at the girls. They have gone through a torture test here, and this really is a tricky part because we've got to make sure that these competitors are okay. This isn't pie in the sky stuff because this is pretty dangerous.
Absolutely, and we talk about the fighting spirit. Carla Gilbert has won the series. She could have easily sat back and come third, but she fought herself to absolute exhaustion to get to the finish line.
A remarkable day. Let's get down the beach now with Tim Bailey.
And Linda Halfweg down here is having trouble getting her cap off. She said, I can't breathe. She's got the asthma puffer. This is a torture test. We look around here, Carla over there, very honestly distressed. And Linda, here is your puffer right now.
Thank you.
Take that. And congratulations, you have won that race.
Thank you. It was a hard race out there. Portsea surf's always so powerful and big, and I can't believe that I won.
How dangerous was it out there when you were looking for waves with the board?
Well, I was quite upset with myself coming on that last board. I let go. I pulled off a wave which I shouldn't have, and I think that really cost me a bit of the race.
Well, it didn't cost you your victory. Congratulations, you have won the final. The presentations, ladies and gentlemen, will be on your television after this commercial break. This is the power of Portsea. More in a second. Welcome back to Portsea, and this is proof that this is one of the most dangerous beaches in Australia. There's the rock shelf. Kirsty Holmes in the prone position miraculously gets over the top of that. Unbelievable scenes on your television. Courage.
Absolutely, and it was great surfing. I mean, she really did keep her cool there. And I tell you what, I can report, though, that she is okay. We've been down. Here are the results from today's race.
Linda Halfwig wins her second race in a row today. Fantastic. Carla Gilbert in second position. Kirsty Holmes in third, but there is a protest pending. These results are unofficial. There was a mix-up at the end of the run leg.
Yes, and good race. Harley Baitup, she had a good race, I thought, today too, right the way through. Stacey Gartrell caught up some ground in the early swim. Simone Cotter in 12th there.
The conditions were absolutely awesome out there. The power of Portsea once again. Kylie Ryan, a good 15th. And Denby Holmes 19th through to Peter Starr in 23rd position. It's a big ask to put the athletes out in surf like that, Grant, and they came through with flying colours.
They certainly did, and as we've spoken about, that shore break really does knock them around a lot. And that protest, we can tell you, doesn't affect the adjusted series points.
Carla Gilbert, the series winner in first position. Kim Tunnell, a great season second. Linda Halfwig, a consistent third.
Yes, it was very close right the way through, and I think this year has been some of the most consistent racing. We've seen so many different winners, and it really has been an exciting year's racing. Great to watch.
The depth in Ironwomen racing gets better and better, as do their skills, as was showcased today as we round off with 22nd through to 25th position. Right now, though, it is time to get down to Matty White. He is on the presentation podium. The champagne is about to flow.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us here at Portsea Beach as we get ready for the official presentation. We will be giving the official presentation underway very shortly. I'm sure you'll all agree that what we saw here today was very typically Portsea. We've seen tight, close racing. We've seen some fantastic racing throughout the entire series of the Meadow Ironwomen series. A 6-race series, in fact, and we had 3 winners in the end. We've had Carla Gilbert, of course, getting back-to-back titles. We will crown her shortly. But what I'd like to do now is call upon Mr. John Damani from the Meadow Corporation. They have been fantastic in getting behind this series for the first time this year, and it really has made a terrific impact. Would you please welcome Mr. John Damani from Meadow.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you. You know, this is the first year that we at Meadow have been associated with the Ironwomen series. It's been a great series, from the first race at North Burleigh to here at sunny or not so sunny Portsea today. Every race has been a tremendous spectacle, and it's been a huge success in raising the profile of women's surf lifesaving in Australia. So we're really proud to be associated with the event. I'd like to thank Channel 10. I'd like to thank also Ocean Events and the Australian Surf Lifesaving Clubs for their support and organisation in putting these races together, and also our co-sponsors, Uncle Toby's Energy Plus and Holden. But most of all, I'd like to thank the competitors. They've put in an outstanding effort in every single race. Every race has been competitive. Every race has been exciting. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of commitment on the part of these young women, and to them I say thank you. And finally, and most importantly, I guess, I'd like to congratulate our 1998 Meadow League champion, Carla Gilbert. And you know, Carla has been amongst the winners in every race. She's been a true champion throughout the series. And so, Carla, congratulations and well done. And to Carla and to Kim and Linda, I say, as we do say at Meadow League, you ought to be congratulated. Thank you, and we look forward to next year.
Please put your hands together for Mr. John Damani, a great support this year from the Meadow League Company. And I'd like you all, please, to put your hands together for all our Meadow League Ironwomen competitors. They're all still here down at the beach. They've done a lot of hard work today, and they appreciate your support as well. Let's get on with the business of crowning our champion. We will start with the overall placings. Coming in third this year overall in the Meadow League Ironwomen series is a youngster who's making headlines as far as Ironwomen racing goes, whichever beach she gets to. Her name is Linda Halfwig, ladies and gentlemen. Third place overall in this series. Linda won 2 races. Of course, she won it here today, and she won another one down at Wanda last up. And you are freezing cold, Linda, so I'll be quick. Congratulations. Tell me what it means for you to come up into third place in such an elite group.
Words cannot explain how happy I am today. I mean, just coming third, I'm really excited, and it's just been, the last 2 races have been a great series for me, so.
I don't think words can explain how cold you are, so I'll let you get back. We've got to move along. Congratulations. 3rd place overall, ladies and gentlemen, Linda Halfwig.
If I can, I'd just like to thank my personal sponsors, Citizen and Meadow Lee, and especially my coach, Gary Island. He's been just phenomenal with his coaching skills. He's a great coach, and it really shows through with all the competitors he has. Thank you.
All right, congratulations. Linda Halfwig, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be seeing a lot more of her. Let's get on to 2nd position now. This is her 1st year in the series. She's a New Zealander who races out of the Manly Club, a terrific performer. Kim Tunnell has finished 2nd overall in the Meadow Lee Ironwomen series. What an impact this lady's had in her very first race in this series. She won it. And Kim, what a year for you.
Yes, I've had a fantastic year. I'm just glad to be here, you know, coming into the series with a wild card. The Meadow Lee series has been great for me and a great opportunity to get out with the girls and be amongst it.
All right, we'll look forward to your company next year. I know you'll be back because you love racing. Please put your hands together for Kim Tunnell, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
And now, we did it last year, she's done it again. Back-to-back series victory for the Queen of the Surf at the moment. She is completely dominant as far as winning races goes. 3 overall victories this year. Carla Gilbert is the Meadow Lee Iron Women's Series champion for 1997-98. Well, Carla, you not only get a nice trophy, you not only get back-to-back series victory, you're also going to get a beautiful Holden Frontiera as well. I know how happy you were when you won it last year. Can you make any correlation to winning back-to-back?
I think it just makes it sweeter to win it again twice in a row. You know, you're not really giving your crown to anyone else and you're reclaiming it. So, yeah, it is just a sweet 2nd time around.
You said to me at the start of the year, though, that it would be hard for you to dominate this year, but really, 3 out of 6 races sounds pretty dominant to me.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be as consistent as I have been all year, but as it's worked out, I have been pretty consistent, and I think that has won it for me.
All right, I'd like you to put your hands together for Carla Gilbert. She's done it again, ladies and gentlemen. And Carla, there is a trophy waiting for you. As I mentioned, also a Holden Frontiera. Our winner of the series for this year, after a fantastic season, is Carla Gilbert, with 2nd place to Kim Tunnell and Linda Halfwig. I think it's almost time for the champagne to start flowing. We didn't have to chill it because it's cold enough. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your support here at the beach, and for you at home, stay with us. The Uncle Toby's Super Series is coming up next.
The Meadow Lee Ironwomen Series, proudly brought to you by Meadow Lee in the interest of better health. Uncle Toby's, Australian-made, Australian-owned. And the new Uncle Toby's Energy Plus white bread, made from 15 carbohydrate-rich grains.
Look out, Sydney. Mitre 10 and True Value Hardware are having a bonza 20% off Australia Day weekend sale. For every $10 you spend, you get back a $2 voucher. That's a huge 20% off. It's store-wide. Gardening, paint, power tools, hand tools, everything. So if you spend $100, get $20 back in vouchers. That's 20% off. The Mitre 10 and True Value Hardware Australia Day sale. This Saturday, Sunday, Monday only.
It's a beauty, mate.
Smart money always shops at Joyce Main.
Save a mozza on the long weekend. Get along to Joyce Main. Grab yourself a bonzo bargain and pay zip. Fair income. You pay nothing till September. Joyce Main's long weekend sale. It's a little beauty.
Look, Mum, they're home. I've got to go. Bye. She moved into a flat about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Voila. With a nice group of friends. Muffin. It's made by me. They go to the gym. They're fit and they jog and they run and they're always very conscious of what they eat. She often rings me up and asks for different recipes, especially my muffins. She loves the way I make my muffins. She's been a Meadow Lee kid all her life.
From natural sunflower and canola plants, cholesterol-free Meadow Lee.
Thank you.
The Uncle Toby's Super Series, brought to you by Uncle Toby's, Australian-made, Australian-owned. Holden Frontera 4x4 for serious fun when you want to play hard and arrive in style. And new Uncle Toby's Energy Plus bread, white bread made from 15 carbohydrate-rich grains.
Sir. This is it. The final of the Uncle Toby's Super Series is ready to roll as the big waves roll into Portsea Beach here in Victoria. Hello, I'm Matthew White. Welcome back to what should be a fascinating afternoon of Ironman racing. As you heard right there, this race is all about two contenders. Their names, Nathan Meyer and Guy Andrews, fighting for the overall Uncle Toby's Super Series crown. Grant Kenny, it's not easy to win a Super Series title, and it's definitely not easy to beat this beach.
Absolutely not. In fact, this season has been so exciting. Only 2 people can win the race. Any one of 5 can get second. Any one of 10 can finish in 3rd place. So a lot rests on today. You take that sort of contention and scenario, throw it into a solid 2-metre surf, and at Portsea Beach, where it's very, very tricky, and this is going to be an exciting afternoon of racing.
We've had a different winner each round throughout this series. Now let's take a look at the adjusted points after round 5. This is what it's all about. Nathan Meyer and Guy Andrews, only 2 points separates them. That's quite amazing given that the way this series has unfolded over this year. Joshua Blair is currently in 3rd position. Really, he can't go any better than that, so he'll be looking to hold on here. Scott Reeves won't be competing today, so the defending Super Series champion won't be around to win his crown back or put in any kind of challenge. Simon Martin in the top 7. The fascinating part about the other names that are about to come up on your screen is that these guys from number 20 down are now fighting for their place in the series next year, because that's the contract that athletes, they've got to get their start, stay in the top 20.
Absolutely, and this is where it gets pretty interesting. Wes Berg currently sitting in 20th position. Sean Kenny, back from a long time off Ironman racing, is in 24th.
Yeah, Luke Watson there in 30th overall, and of course Grant Wilkinson, who was on our ski at Wanda, won't be competing today. We might get him in the commentary box and get some comments. As I mentioned at the top of the show, it really is a race in 2. Nathan and Guy Andrews are fighting each other for the title. Guy Leach, I'm going to ask you the question, who will win it?
Well, I would say that if you had to come down to just making a decision right now, I would go with Nathan Meyer. He's a great surfer, and there is plenty of surf out there today. Luck factor does come into it, but I would think you would have to just give it to him if you're going to look at someone.
All right, this is how they shape up head-to-head as far as Nathan Meyer and Guy Andrews goes. Nathan's worst result was at 21st at North Burleigh in Queensland, but look at that. After that, he's put on an amazing run of second places, 4 second places in a row, and that really is quite incredible. At North Burleigh, Guy Andrews finished 10th, and that's the big difference. This is what they've got to do to win the series. Nathan must finish in the top 11. If he doesn't, Guy Andrews will beat him. Now, he has to be more than 1 place behind Guy Andrews to win it as well. Guy, well, he's got to beat Nathan by 2 or more places, and he's got to hope that Nathan finishes out of the top 11. The funny thing about that is that those 2 guys on your screen also act as roommates when they travel around the country with the Uncle Toby Super Series, so there is quite an amazing race coming up here at Portsea Beach. You know, over the 9 years that the Uncle Toby Super Series has been running, we've seen some amazing action whichever beach they've hit. We've seen some very big waves and some big wipeouts.
I'm a real wild, wild.
And you can see there, oh, she's gone backwards and right over the top. It's sucking up, it's going to smash behind. It's hit him, oh, he's held on, he's sideways. And he's hanging on sideways, oh, it's incredible. He's got it. What a wave. Oh, what a great piece of surfing.
Oh, look at the size of this.
All right, there's some surfing for you.
Great, they'll hang on to their boards and they will hang on for grim death.
Oh, he's just going to make it over the top. Oh, it's a big one. Look at this. Look at the size of this wave. Oh, sensational wave. There's going to be 6 or 7. A late takeoff for one, and she's held it beautifully. Oh, and halfway's come right over the top. Oh, unbelievable. There's 5 on the next one. It's going to break right on Henry. Right on him. It's broken over the top. And he's skied. It's gone 15 feet in the air. And Trevor's smashed. And Crowe has gone under as well. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, he's got hit into the...
Oh, the freshwater. Robbie Mars is falling out of the back of the boat of the freshwater boat. He's actually on the front of the Oslo boat. Unbelievable scenes here. Oh, 2 have lost it.
3, 4 down. And there really is some problems. Here's a wave that one of the girls went under, and have a look at that. Watch it now, it's hard, it's broken behind him, it smashed him. Oh, and Hendy's dropped it. Hendy's lost his board. Wow, I've never seen that. And look at him surfing on it. Manly's going to get it late. The sweep's dropped out, that's not the sweep. Oh, Manly's been creamed. Look at that coming down through the centre. That looks like Craig Hackett. Oh, look at this.